Happy Tuesday. It's Tuesday. People making a big deal out of it. Today is 2/22/2022. I guess the series of numbers won't happen again. I don't even know the next time it would happen. Because you don't have three, you can't have 3, you know, that kind of thing. So I guess it's a big deal. Also a big deal, you know, people are talking about the Pluto return. I don't know what it's transiting, what it's, you know, I'm not an astrologer. I don't know, you know, all this stuff and what it means. All I keep hearing is, well, and it's happening right now. The last time Pluto was in this position was in 1776 when the Declaration of Independence was signed. I don't know if it was to the day or what, but interesting. And Pluto is what, destruction and rebirth or end and beginning, you know, that kind of thing, cycles. Does it look like America is going to continue doing too well or keep going forward? We might have run our course, I guess, is the point. And Pluto might be signifying that in its return. Interesting things happening. A lot of governments. I mean, you see it, though. You see these governments changing. You see what Canada's doing. You know, they're going full throttle on oppression over a mask. Unbelievable. Emergencies Act. We need to keep it intact a little bit longer. The emergency's not over, says Justin Trudeau Castro. A lot of thought about that. I don't know if anybody's ever heard that, but there's a lot of speculation that Justin Trudeau is Fidel Castro's son. And the Trudeaus were chummy with Castro. And some people have debunked and said, no, they weren't there at the time. But then other people have said, no, they were actually in the Caribbean and on an unnamed Caribbean island at the time that little J would have been conceived. And then there's pictures of Castro holding Justin Trudeau as a baby, and the mother all affectionate with Fidel, and Fidel was a womanizer, you know, cigars and all. I don't know. Justin doesn't look anything like his dad, but there are some resemblances to Fidel. And it just goes back to there's the bloodlines. If you ever want to research, you know, who's in control, look at the bloodlines, look at the relationships, look at where they come from. And a lot of the leaders, they're, quote, either illegitimate or their parents aren't who they say they are. The lineage is hidden. And do some research on that. You'll see a lot of the leaders of this day don't have the parents that you think they have. And they're actually tied to very important people. So it's just, you know, if you believe in that stuff, it's just a way of maintaining power. Maintaining like the divine right of kings, you know, the royal bloodline, and keeping it intact. But the people don't realize that it is. See, we thought, oh, we're not ruled by a king or a queen anymore, but maybe we really are. Maybe those bloodlines do rule us, and we just don't know it. And they're laughing at us the whole time. Kind of seems that way, doesn't it? That they always are laughing at us. You saw that deputy prime minister in Canada when she's talking about freezing bank accounts of people. Laughing. Oh, yes. Oh, and there's more to come. Oh, yes. Yeah, we're going to freeze them all. And so that's the kind of tyranny you get into. Weak people. Tyrannical people. Strong people don't need to do this. But it's interesting. That's the kind of what you're looking at. You know, you've got governments putting the pedal to the metal, going full bore, and then you got other governments going the other direction, like El Salvador, saying, you know what? Nope, we're out. We're out. We're getting into Bitcoin. We're going to mine Bitcoin. We're going to have a Bitcoin bond so we can fund our operations based on Bitcoin and what we mine out of the ground because it's actually valuable. And don't think that Litecoin's far behind, because that would be a no-brainer. With all that volcano geothermal energy, start mining crypto assets, solid crypto assets like Bitcoin and Litecoin. So I was in, what was I in? Oh yeah, this is annoying. Target, and it's everywhere. It's Walmart. Oh, the Walmart ones are horrible. But you go into the restrooms at these big operations, and you try and wash your hands, and you can't help but hit in the sink. There's like no room. The faucet's low. The sink basin is too shallow. It's just so annoying to me. You know, I can't help it. You know, maybe it's off topic, but it's just something annoying. It's like, does nobody test these things for usability? you go in there, and I mean, usually it doesn't spray enough, or, you know, it's automatic and you can't keep it on. You're trying to wash your hands, and constantly I'm hitting the sink basin. There's not enough room between the faucet and the sink to get your hands in there without touching the water and what everybody else has touched. So how sanitary is that? Just annoying. And then there's these troughs that Walmart has, and a lot of them here, with the little sprayers that come out, you know, like little streams, and you got to hold your hand, and it's just, I don't know, annoying. Just doesn't work very well. But anyway, I guess it's for water conservation and such. So it is what it is. Just don't go to those places, right? And I noticed at Target last night, I went there to pick something up. You know, I like to look around. My wife hates it because, you know, I'll look at everything. I'll just go down the aisles and just to see, compare prices. I cannot believe the price of things. You know, it's absolutely ridiculous. You know, there's some of these little meals, you know, these like organic type meals, you know, enchiladas or something. I mean, I was buying those things for $2.50. You know, on sale, you get them for like $2. It's like $4.89. Now, granted, you know, I'm thinking 10 years ago. But again, I mean, okay, if it doubles in 10 years, I'm not making double in my salary. I'm not keeping up. So I guess that's what, 10% a year inflation? I don't know, probably not quite right because you compound it. But that's about where we're at. I mean, at least, you know, it's stated 7.5%. So if it's 10% a year, I mean, you're just getting killed. Absolutely getting killed. And, you know, if you look at cryptocurrency, people will say right now, oh my God, Litecoin's $100, Bitcoin is 36,000. Oh, it's just horrible. All right, rewind 10 years. How much could you have bought it for then? And what's the price now? Did it keep up with inflation? Yeah, pretty much. Beat inflation. So that, I don't know what to say, but even with the price of crypto down, and it's just in US dollar terms, just keep that in mind, it's just the US dollar, you still have as much crypto as you had yesterday, unless you sold it, which probably wouldn't be a good idea. But you know, if you've got 10 Litecoin yesterday, you got 10 Litecoin now. If you had 10 Litecoin at $400, you got 10 Litecoin now at $100. It's just the dollar value. When it finally catches up, and this is the same with silver, physical silver, which is a complete steal at this point. When it finally catches up to the real market, or I guess when people really catch up and start getting out of the old system or the traditional banking system and getting into the real assets, when they understand that silver, cryptocurrencies, the good one, Bitcoin, Litecoin, the good ones, when they start realizing that the flood of old school money that's going to come into these assets is going to be a supply shock. And it is. And it can sit, Litecoin can sit at $100 for 6 months. But then all of a sudden, once people will catch on and the real crisis hits and they need out of the old system because the old system's eating their cash. I mean, it's just basically eating your energy. Once you realize that, and once people realize that, the flood of money that comes into it, it will make it go exponential. It'll be $1,000 before you know it. It'll just rock it up. Silver, I'm talking about Litecoin. Silver, I mean, $100 overnight. Probably more like 500, you know, once the reality of what's going on sets in. It's tough. I mean, it's tough to sit here and look at, oh my gosh, you know, my investments, I put this much into it in dollar terms, and look what I have. The fact is, you would have spent it on something else that probably had no value. I mean, I got a friend of mine looking at a car, and the price of a used car, absolutely ridiculous. I've got a Chevy Traverse. It's a 2017 Chevy Traverse. We bought the low-end model. I mean, you know, no basic, basic package, no extras. And at the time in 2017, it was like $25,000 sticker. I just looked. There was a 2018, had 125,000 miles on it. It might have been 135,000. I think it might have been. But anyway, used. Basically the same vehicle, but it's got an extra package, the LT1 package, which is a little fancier. But it had more miles than ours has on it. And they were asking $25,000 for it, the dealer. A used vehicle that I bought new in 2017 for $25,000 with 130,000 miles, 25,000 miles, let's say 125 to be conservative. One today, same thing, just a little bit better on the upgrade, little details and little fancier stuff. Might have had leather seats, who knows? The same price. I mean, there's your inflation. It's a chip shortage, it's a shortage of this or that. But I've looked at used cars. I mean, they're absolutely ridiculous, way out of line. And way out of line as far as what you have to work, the energy you have to expend to purchase it. And that's the real thing. What's your purchasing power? What is it? I said this last year, probably at this time, that you got to look at what your purchasing power is. And if it's no good, you got to get it in an asset that's going to, maybe not today, but at some point soon, will reward you. Okay, let's take Litecoin, for example. $100 today. I don't know, a little over $100. And say you bought it for $150 like a couple of months ago. And you're like, oh, man, I'm down 50%. Isn't that right? Yeah, it's not that much. But you're like 33%, I guess it'd be. Isn't that right? So a third. And you're looking at it like, oh my gosh, I lost purchasing power. If you spend it today, yeah, you did. You lost purchasing power. But when you look at it in terms of, wait a minute, we've got big macroeconomic forces at work. Big things are happening. In Canada, say you were in Canada and did that, and it's sitting in Litecoin right now, in your own wallet, in your custody, would you have rather left it in the bank and then maybe donated $20 to the trucker fund, and now your bank accounts are frozen? And you can't access any of the money? That's the kind of reality we're living in. So I don't look at price anymore. I really don't. I look at what can I acquire? Can I get one more Litecoin? Can I get a fraction of a Bitcoin? Me, it's all Litecoin. I don't buy Bitcoin. I just don't. I'll be honest with you. I don't. I don't buy gold. I just don't. And the reason why is I think the alternatives are way undervalued and have much more upside potential. They have not reached the reality of what the value of them are. And Litecoin and silver, absolutely undervalued compared to their cohorts. If, and had somebody ask me, if you had if I gave you $100,000 and made you invest in Bitcoin or Litecoin, which would you do? And hands down, Litecoin. I just would. Will it go lower against Bitcoin? As far as the ratio, it may. Doesn't matter to me, because I know that $100,000 invested in Litecoin is going to exponentially outperform Bitcoin. When? Might be 6 months. Might be a year. It won't be too long. But the same with silver and gold. I'd rather have the silver. I mean, it's just, as far as the amount of silver available to gold, it makes sense. It makes total sense. What the ratio for gold to silver right now is like 60 to 1, 70 to 1. For every ounce of gold, you get 70 ounces of silver, if you take it in dollar terms. Okay, so it's a 70 to 1 ratio. Coming out of the ground, being mined every day, it's less than 10 to 1, more like 8 to 1. 8 ounces of silver for every ounce of gold. So it should be an 8 to 1 ratio, right? Whatever the price of gold is divided by 8, that should be what silver is. But it's not. So it's way undervalued as far as the fundamentals. The same with Litecoin, 4 to 1 ratio. Better than Bitcoin as far as money. It has Mimblewimble coming along. Security or privacy features. I mean, it's a no-brainer to me. And so that's what I'd rather do. And yeah, it's all about time frame. If you need, to make money in 3 months and, which one's going to do better, who knows? But long term, I know which one's going to be better. Which one's going to catch up to the other one. So that's my perspective on it. And would you rather have your money sitting in the bank where somebody else controls it? Or would you rather have possession of your money, possession of your wealth, have it in your own wallet to where no one else can access it except you? And if you lose your private seed phrase that you got when you created the wallet, then you've lost it. It's gone. It's on you. That's the danger. But if you want freedom, you've got to be responsible. I mean, everybody knows that. You have to. And some people don't want to be responsible with their money. Well, the people who issue it and keep it in their casino are probably not going to be responsible with it either. They're going to keep creating more and more of it and stealing your wealth. And if you do something that they don't like, it's gone. We're going to take it. We don't like what you did with it. Oh, you sent it to this guy? Oh, you donated it to Joe Rogan? Oh, you donated to Alex Jones? Oh, freeze your account. Terrorist. You donated to the truckers? Oh, no, we got to freeze your account. And it may never get unfrozen. And guess what? You're out the money. What are you going to do? You going to plead with the government who froze your account, who has emergency powers acts, basically dictatorial powers? You're going to plead with them and think, hey, I've got rights here. No, you don't, because we suspended the Constitution. F you. And that's their mentality. Get that through your head. They control it because you're letting them control it. Get your money out of that system. Why you would have your money in a bank at this point, I have no idea. Unless it's just a send transactions, pay bills, that kind of thing. Keep the minimum amount. If you have your life savings in a bank, you're going to lose. You've been losing. You've been losing. They don't pay you enough interest to keep up with inflation. And then they'll take your money, they'll freeze your money, they'll do whatever they want with it because it's not your money. It's their money. They're the house. They're the casino. They issue the poker chips. They decide whether or not to cash them in or let you cash them in. And that's just how it is. With cryptocurrency, that's completely different. You control your funds. You control your money. You have it in your own wallet. The beauty of being your own bank. That's what it is. You are your own bank. You don't have to go get a charter from the government. No, it's just computer code that we all agree on. It's all it is. It's words on paper, just like a constitution. Constitution means nothing if the people don't abide by it and the government doesn't abide by it. If we don't give it energy and say, yeah, hey, you know what? This is our right. Stop messing with us. It's the same with Bitcoin, Litecoin. It's just computer code. It's a constitution. It's got all the rules laid out. This is what it can do. This is what it can't do. This is how many there are. And we give it power. Just like everything else. We give everything power. We can withdraw our power from an old system that's essentially taking the life out of us and like vampires sucking away our energy. And we can put it into a new system. One that we can control. One that we have complete autonomy over. A network that works for us. We can do that. But it takes a choice. I saw in NBC this morning on the Today Show, they had a segment on cryptocurrency. On the real basics, they're talking about, it's a distributed ledger that keeps track of all the transactions. Because of the Super Bowl ads, so they're doing a little segment on it. It reminded me of the time when Katie Couric and, was it Bryant Gumbel? Back on the Today Show, I don't know, in the mid-90s, and they were talking about email, and the @ sign, and, what's email, and Katie Couric's laughing, what's email, what's it do, and this is before the tech boom, this is before it all exploded, and then we have the internet, the World Wide Web, all these things, all these connected technologies. It reminded me of the same thing. It was like deja vu. You've got Savannah Guthrie and that, the other gal, I can't remember her name, Hodel, I don't know, Hodel, yeah. What's her name? Anyway, it's a funny name. And then there was this other gal that did a segment on the cryptocurrencies, and at the end of it, Savannah Guthrie, she's laughing about it and says, so your next segment, you're probably going to talk to us about putting our money under a mattress. And I think the other lady said, well, you can't put crypto under a mattress. And I'm like, yes, you can. You can put it wherever you want. It's money that you control. You laugh about it, but people did used to put their cash under their mattress because they didn't trust the bank. Talk to people who went through the Great Depression and lost all their money. It's all about taking possession of your wealth. And if it's cash, you know what? Cash will work for a while. There's a story about Cash. My daughter, she's 17. She wants to go get her hair done. get it colored, whatever it is. And she works, so she's got I set her up with a bank account because, she needs that to get her direct deposit, and that's the main thing. Get your direct deposit and then use it. Don't leave any money in there. Let me tell you where the mentality of the youth is right now. And this is coming from a daughter who is, her dad's into cryptocurrency and other things. Not into other things like banking. So today she says, why, if she's got cash, she's like, I need to put this money in the bank. And I said, why are you putting cash into the bank? So that's like a big thing with me. Why would you put cash into a bank? Cash is more valuable in your hand. And she said, well, I need to pay for my, my hair today. And I said, well, give her cash. I think she would much rather appreciate that. And she's like, you think? And I said, yes, everybody would rather have cash, tip in cash. And I said, the reason why is because when you're swiping that CashApp or whatever debit card that you use, they're going to get hit with a fee. They're going to get hit with, 2-3% every transaction. So if you're paying $100 to get your hair done and you use CashApp, you're going to eat, that lady, the hairstylist, is going to eat 3% or more. Small businesses, Johnny Litecoin, help me out, can get hit with up to 8%. They're getting raped. So I said, just don't put the cash in the bank. Use the cash and pay somebody directly with the cash. But my point is, the mentality of the youth right now is they want to do it digitally. They really don't want to work with cash. They just don't. And I try to beat it into the heads of my children that while cash is available, it's much rarer than all that digital money that they put out there in the banking system. Now, digital money like Litecoin and Bitcoin, you don't have to worry about that because you know how much there is. It is finite. There's only so much to go around. So, but it just shows you, everybody's going to be using digital money. They're using it already. The younger generations, the ones coming after us, have no problem using digital currency. So what do you want to be into if everything's digital? Do you want to wait for a central bank digital currency where they can control it and they can put time limits on it and they can say where you can shop, where you can't shop? They can shut it off anytime they want. Is that what you want, a total control grid in the economic system because that's what you're going to get? Or would you rather get into something that is sound digital currency, sound money for the digital age? Would you rather have Litecoin at $100 each? $100 each. When there's only enough to go around, there's only a quarter of a Litecoin, 0.25, to go around for every person in the United States. And that's after it's all mined out. That's still 15 million coins to go. So it's a lot less than that now. It's probably like 0.2. Fifth of a Litecoin each. When you can go out right now and buy one whole Litecoin for $100, absolutely ridiculous. The digital age is coming. It's here. And they're going to roll us into this matrix, into this metaverse, into this beast system, because that's what they're going to do if you let them. They are going to take control of every aspect of your life. They're going to control every ounce of your energy because energy is represented by money. And if the money is digital and totally controlled, then they have got your soul. Wouldn't you rather kind of get ahead of that system and front run it and be in digital assets that they can't control, that everybody's going to want? I'm talking Litecoin. I'm talking Bitcoin. And you know what? I'm talking Digibyte too. And a lot of people don't like that. They don't like me talking about Digibyte. Oh, it's not sound money. Oh, yeah, it is. There's just a lot more of it. There's 21 billion as opposed to 21 million Bitcoin. Who cares? In the future, you're going to wish you had it. You're going to wish you had it and wish you could have bought it. I wish I would have bought it for under 2 cents. What was I thinking? Yeah, what were you thinking? Because you can do that today. It is... It's time to really just step back and look at the situation, look at the landscape, and make a choice. You sit back and say, well, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it the next day. Or are you going to take control of your money and your energy today? And you can do that. Buy some Litecoin, you can do that. Buy some Bitcoin, you can do that. Buy some Digibyte, you can do that. Buy some Bitcoin Cash, you can do that. Really got to understand what they're going to do. And Canada is the first the first bomb that's dropping. Pay attention. It will happen to the rest of the world. Be your own bank. Sound money for the digital age. Litecoin. I hope you enjoyed this. I wouldn't even say that. I hope you heard something that at some level jolts you, inspires you, makes you think differently about what you're doing, and then hopefully can make a change in your life to where it betters your life. That's all I want, is for people to wake up and think, you know what, maybe there is another way. Maybe there is a way to hedge out of this. Maybe there's something we can do. I hope that's the case. A lot of you have said, hey, I want you to start teaching some classes, some how-to classes. I'm going to do that. I'll put together some videos. I don't know how I'll post them. I guess I can put them on here in a playlist or something. As far as how to get crypto, just very basics, how to set up a wallet, how to download a wallet, you know, seed phrase and what to do and best practices and getting it and where can I get it and how do I get it off an exchange. So those are important things. Really need to start doing research on that. If you don't know how to do it, you know, how to download a wallet, what a seed phrase is, private keys, that kind of stuff. I mean, just start reading about it and start searching about it, because there's tons of other people who have done it. You know, so start really looking into that. It's very important. It's very important to take possession of your energy. We've got the opportunity to do that now. So share this video. If there's anything valuable in it that you found, share it. Hit the thumbs up. I mean, if you just hit the thumbs up and leave a comment, I've been surprised because a lot more people see it. It gets in the YouTube algorithm to where a lot more people see this video. And that, more than anything, it just gets it out to more people. And if you don't like it, don't watch it. But if it helps more people and it gets in front of more people, it may help more people. And that's really the key. It may wake more people up. That's the goal here. So hit that thumbs up, leave a comment, whatever, even if it's a thumbs up comment, just anything, just leave anything, because I've noticed that, you know, more comments, more views it gets, more people can see it because it shows up in more people's feeds. Very important to do that, and I appreciate that. I mean, it's just helping other people. That's all it is, helping your neighbor. All right, thank you again for spending your time, your energy, because it's your energy watching this. I really appreciate that. And, man, just trust yourself. I say it all the time. Trust yourself. Trust your instincts. They're going to lie to you. The propaganda, the mainstream news, they're lying to you. Trust yourself, because you know the truth deep down. All right. Hope you have a wonderful week. Happy Tuesday. Tuesday. I don't know. Look out for Pluto and maybe Mickey Mouse. All right. Love you all. Have a wonderful day.